So after Mark Levin went to the Republican Jewish Coalition and accused Tucker Carlson of being anti-Semitic and calling for his cancellation, straight up calling for his cancellation. Yes, usually people won't say that word. They won't say the big C word, the big cancel word, because it brings us back to a time kind of between 2020 and 2024 where conservatives were being canceled for calling out leftist views. So they don't like to use that word. Mark Levin is a little bit different, though. He actually does use the word cancel, and he says, of course we cancel people. But after he went on this tirade against Tucker Carlson and the fact that Tucker Carlson wants to have conversations with people who are prominent, Tucker Carlson actually has challenged him to a debate. But first, let's take a look, just a quick look at what Mark Levin has been saying about Tucker Carlson in public, calling for his cancellation, just so you have a little bit of a backdrop of where this is coming from.
I've been fighting these bastards, whether it's Tucker Carlson or whether it's Nick Fuentes, and I've been looking over my shoulder looking for help. And you know what I found? Nothing. Nothing. We're here today to do something about this. What do you mean we don't cancel people? We canceled David Duke. Donald Trump canceled David Duke. We canceled Pat Buchanan. We canceled the John Birch Society. We canceled Joseph Sobran. We canceled pornography on TV. We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them.
Okay, so that is perfectly fine, except Tucker Carlson is none of these things. They want to characterize Tucker Carlson as something he is not. They are lying about Tucker Carlson. And the funny thing is, not only are they lying about Tucker Carlson, or in this case specifically, Mark Levin is lying about Tucker Carlson. It appears that he knows that he cannot defend these lies. Sometimes people lie about somebody and they're just being intellectually lazy. They're just saying something because this person is not on their side. It happens a lot in politics. So sometimes people, when they are lying, they might not really know they're lying. They're just saying stuff just because politics is tribal a lot of times. But it appears Mark Levin is a little bit different. It appears Mark Levin actually knows he's lying about Tucker Carlson, and he knows that he cannot defend what he is saying about Tucker Carlson on a debate stage. Because this just came out, Mark Levin, and it's pretty funny that Mark Levin is actually saying this. He's actually reading these text messages between himself and Tucker Carlson, where Tucker Carlson actually challenged him to a debate at Turning Point USA, and where Mark Levin is just flat out rejecting the debate because he's not going to platform somebody or talk to somebody who is a anti-Semite or a Hitler lover or whatever other term you want to throw at Tucker Carlson. So it's actually, funny enough, it's actually Mark Levin who is outing himself. And yes, this debate invitation by Tucker Carlson has been confirmed. I will show you someone associated with Turning Point USA saying that this has been confirmed. But this has come out. Mark Levin reads private text messages with Tucker Carlson revealing that TPUSA wanted the two men to debate. Carlson said he was open to debate with Levin, but Levin refused because he didn't want to platform Tucker Carlson. We have the whole talk here where Mark Levin is talking about this. So I'll play it here in a second, but I just want to point out the irony of Mark Levin saying he doesn't want to platform Tucker Carlson. Mark Levin, in what world are you platforming Tucker Carlson? Tucker Carlson is arguably the biggest right-wing personality, the biggest conservative personality on the internet. You, my friend, you make appearances on Fox News, and I think you have a radio show. I'm not even entirely sure what all Mark Levin does. I'm not even sure if he has a podcast. I don't know. I just know that he used to have a radio show, and I know I've seen him on Fox News here and there. And I think his book got tweeted out or truthed out by Donald Trump. Other than that, Tucker Carlson is actually platforming his ideas by Tucker Carlson talking to him. So this is how scared these people are. Levin then bragged about his national response where he called Tucker Carlson the modern day David Duke. And now let's take a look at what Mark Levin said specifically about this debate situation. Listen.
I got a very strange text this morning from Tucker Carlson. 10:16 a.m. I'll read it to you for verbatim. Good morning, he writes to me. The leadership at Turning Point has asked me to debate you at their event in Scottsdale in December. I'm happy to do it, and I hope you'll agree as well. Beyond the personal insults, which I'll try to keep to a minimum, there are real and important ideological differences between us, and I think the country would benefit from an extended conversation about them. So again, I hope you'll accept. Let me know. Thanks. The guy is desperate. He's taken a hit on his podcast. He's fighting like hell for his career. He's fighting like hell for his reputation. People are awakening to what scum he actually is.
Hold on a second. I got to pause this. In what world is Tucker Carlson desperate? This sounds like a perfectly normal, good faith request to Mark Levin. I don't know how this all came about. I don't know if Tucker Carlson reached out to Turning Point USA or if Turning Point USA reached out to Tucker Carlson. But this is a conversation that the right needs to have. And I guess they think it's a good idea for Mark Levin and Tucker Carlson to talk, considering what I just played for you at the beginning of this video, where Mark Levin is brutally mudslinging Tucker Carlson, calling him all these names and saying that we need to cancel him. So if all of that is true, why can't he face Tucker Carlson on a debate stage, engage with what Tucker Carlson has to say, so that everyone could see in 4K just exactly how bad Tucker Carlson's ideas are? But he won't. He won't. He claims that Tucker Carlson, in fact, is the one that's desperate. Tucker Carlson, in fact, is the one that's doing this in bad faith, when he's trying to count on people simply being tribal and saying, oh, yeah, can you believe Tucker Carlson is doing this? And not actually listening to the text message that he sent Mark Levin. Very polite, very good faith. Tucker Carlson wants to have a conversation, considering what's been going on in the news lately.
And he thinks I'm going to platform him? He thinks I'm going to help him kick up his podcast ratings? What would Charlie say? What would Rush say? What would any rational response? Here it is. I wrote him the following. My family and I want nothing to do with you. What you've become, your vile libels against my faith, millions of Christians, and in my view, what you seek to do to our country. There's nothing to debate. You're a Nazi promoter. You're the modern-day David Duke. I debate people with whom I disagree for a living, who are a lot smarter than you, but for whom I have some respect. I'm also disappointed in TPUSA that continues to platform you. It's not about free speech. You can be heard by millions regardless. Some unsolicited advice. Stop long enough to remember who you used to be and what you used to stand for. So, as expected, knee-jerk. For the record, I'm strongly anti-Nazi. Does he sound that way to you, America? Oh, you're going to hear more. But that's hardly the point. This seems like the perfect opportunity to rebut what you consider evil ideas and to do it to my face like a man. I think you'd jump at the chance, assuming you believe your positions are defensible. I'm offering the marketplace of ideas you often talk about. Is it possible you can't really defend, for example, what Israel has done to civilians in Gaza? I said, there you go. You're not feared, you're despised. Well, you're a coward, and if you change your mind, I'm here. Thanks. You little bastard, you attack my stepson? You didn't do that face-to-face, did you? You stabbed him in the back while he's serving President Trump on his second tour, while he's in safe rooms with ballistic missiles passing over his head. You little bastard.
Okay, so I'm not really exactly sure what the whole stepson thing has to do with anything, but I mean, if I were just to give my unbiased opinion, it seems like Tucker Carlson is reaching out and saying, "Hey, we've had this brutal exchange online. You've said a lot of wild things, calling me a lot of names. You've accused me of a lot of dirty things." Basically, Mark Levin is accusing Tucker Carlson of being bad faith and having this dangerous ideology and all these other things. Tucker Carlson, I don't think anyone could argue that he is not sincere in what he believes. He has articulated it very well. I tend to agree with a lot of what Tucker Carlson has to say, and I'm sincere in what I believe as well. I think this is a conversation that needs to be had, not the one specifically between Mark Levin and Tucker Carlson, but the conversation in general about the relationship between Israel and the United States. What exactly does that relationship consist of? And also, I think it's important to have a conversation about what exactly is anti-Semitism, and a conversation about why people who have perfectly normal, acceptable questions about the state of Israel and its influence in the United States, why, when they bring up these questions or they talk about these subjects, they get labeled this derogatory term that causes people to lose their minds and causes a lot of the mainstream right-wingers to attack them so heavily. I think that's a conversation we need to have because it seems like something is off there. But this is a real situation. This was a real invitation. This is Jack Posobiec. He is part of Turning Point. He is heavily involved in Turning Point, and he tweeted this out. He tweeted the video of Mark Levin, or I guess it's the soundtrack of Mark Levin talking about this, and he said, "Can confirm this. It was a real invitation. Tucker is willing to debate at AmFest." So Tucker Carlson willing to debate Mark Levin, but Mark Levin not willing to engage with Tucker Carlson. Now, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of the left and the right. The left, for years, did not want to debate or engage with people who were conservative. They just wrote them off. They disengaged. They wouldn't engage with any of their arguments. They would just stonewall them. That's what this reminds me of, because I think there are some perfectly legitimate concerns to bring up about this situation. But what do you guys think of this? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But until then, I'll see you on the next one.